The doctor pulled off the patient's pants and was about to do something indecent to her. The disabled girl trembled all over, with a look of pain on her face. But the more he feared the doctor's behavior, the more unscrupulous he became. In order to make the situation more convenient, he picked up the girl and put her on a wheelchair, wanting to have a deeper communication with him. The girl had no words to express her suffering, but the doctor was still not satisfied with this. He asked the girl to wait here obediently, and he went straight to the kitchen. But the so-called disability is not a disability of spirit. The girl knew that she was doomed. Instead of waiting to die, she might as well save herself to the best of her ability. So he raised his hand with difficulty and took a picture of the scene with his mobile phone. At this time, the doctor had secretly taken out the medicine bottle. Looking at this useful treasure, he couldn't help but feel unprecedented excitement, and couldn't wait to imagine the good things that were about to happen. He took out a pill and put it in the water, but was afraid that he would not get what he wanted. So he decisively increased the dosage until he saw that the color of the cup was about to change, which was when he reached his overflowing state. After coming out, she walked to the girl and looked at the cup of water. The helpless girl had no choice but to cry. Just as he was forcibly feeding the girl, fortunately, the cousin happened to visit the girl at home. The doctor was suddenly startled, but in order not to reveal the flaw, he could only lie that it was a medicine to treat the disease, and the cousin believed it. He thought he was a responsible doctor. In order not to trouble others as much as possible, he took the cup of water and went to the girl himself. Little did he know that it was his good intentions that would harm his sister. Seeing his sister drink the medicine, the cousin was completely relieved, and before leaving, he asked the doctor to take good care of his sister. Without the disturbance of outsiders, the doctor only needed to wait quietly for the drug to take effect, and he could rest assured. The cousin returned to the car at this time. When she was about to leave, she found that she had taken the wrong key, so she had to go back again. I thought the arrival of my cousin would change the status quo, but I didn't expect that the doctor didn't do anything, and even covered the girl with a blanket. Seeing this harmonious picture, the cousin couldn't help feeling relieved. After these two interruptions, the doctor was very worried. In order to prevent future troubles, he decided to personally send his cousin out. At this time, his cousin didn't know what kind of crisis her sister was facing. The girl was lying on the ground, trying to escape with her last bit of strength, but she happened to be seen by the doctor who had just returned. He even imitated the girl's way to see him. His last bit of dignity. He picked up the girl and put her on the wheelchair again. Seeing that the girl still had the strength to escape, the doctor thought that the dosage just now must be insufficient. In order to make her completely quiet, he returned to the kitchen again and planned to increase the dosage. The cousin who had already left took out her mobile phone, but after turning on the video, he was completely stunned. He realized that his sister was in danger and regretted his credulity, so he rushed home without delay. At this time, the doctor began to use the same trick again and put the pills into the cup, but half a day of tossing made him thirsty, so he poured himself a glass of water. Just when he was about to drink, he was suddenly stopped by his cousin who broke in. The doctor still wanted to deceive him until he took his mobile phone to reveal his crime to the doctor, but he didn't know that his danger had quietly arrived. Since things had come to this point, the doctor no longer concealed it. He hugged his cousin tightly. No matter how strong he was, he couldn't resist a man. Soon, the doctor threw his cousin's uniform into the bedroom. Then he came to the girl again, forcibly degassed her, and threw her in with him. After a lot of tossing, the doctor was exhausted and panting. After all, he was no longer young, but this did not make him give up his dirty ideas, but planned to recover his physical strength. He came to the kitchen thirsty, but he didn't know that he had taken the wrong cup by mistake, and happened to drink the special medicine that the girl had just prepared. After the water came out, she felt dizzy instantly, and soon he realized his mistake. In order to prevent himself from falling into the hands of the two, he prepared to drive away. But as the saying goes, God is watching over people's actions. People who do evil will eventually get their comeuppance. He was so dazzled that he had no energy to look at the road conditions, so he fell off the cliff with his car. At this time, his cousin tried hard to ask for help, and the neighbors passing by heard his cries. In the end, the two people who were locked up were rescued. The doctor woke up and was lying on the hospital bed. Although his life was saved, his legs and feet had been amputated. This feeling of living a life worse than death will accompany him for the rest of his life.